then this really starts with bridge roll up. And I put passing through coccyx curl because I feel like for the bridge roll up, you're going to pass through, you're actually going to be doing breathing in neutral, coccyx curl, and then finally arriving at your bridge. So let me show you what this looks like. And basically, for your position is the hook line, right? And then again, we talked a little bit last time about having the feet and knees touching or placing a ball or a block or something in between to keep the hips and knees aligned. So the people where you're going to want to keep something in and not necessarily bring together are people who are having SI joint issues. They're going to be less comfortable here. Or sometimes people with bigger inner thighs won't be comfortable, and sometimes men don't like to be all the way closed. So you just see what feels right. If somebody has a knee dysfunction, you might want to have them out here rather than in, because in we're talking about stretching the IT band if the legs are in, right? So if we open them out, somebody who's having pull at the knee won't feel it as much. So you could put the ball there for that. So I'm going to be right here. I'm going to take a breath in. And this is my breathing with neutral spine. I'm going to exhale, tightening the low belly, right? And I'm pulling in here. I'm going to continue that pull in so that my pelvic floor is lifting and I'm moving into my coccyx curl. And then I'm going to continue that rolling upward motion, right, so that I'm getting into my bridge. So rib cage down, the weight's across the thoracic shelf. My weight is primarily on my feet, right, and I'm hollowed and holding here. Inhale is going to reverse that motion, articulating down. My tail is going to be the last thing to come up. So common errors are going to be this, right? I'm on my neck and I'm pressing up. This is back extensors, right? This has nothing to do with my abs. I didn't even fire them. Right, so that's why for the roll-up bridge, we're going to start down here, pelvic floor, low belly, rolling, coming up, relaxing through here, and rolling back down. Right? So why don't you guys give that a try? Find the spot, spread out. Right, so starting in that hook line, take a breath in, and then you're going to exhale, picking up the pelvic floor, tightening those deep abdominals. Right? Hollowing and rolling up, articulating one vertebra at a time. Right, on your way up, and then reversing that motion, coming all the way down. One at a time. Right, unrolling all the way till the sacrum lands. Sorry. Okay. So the sacrum gets all the way back down, right? So you're ending in neutral spine, starting in neutral spine every time. Right, so Sarah, drop that rib cage down a little bit more. Really feel the hollow in the ribs. Yes. That's it. And then come down with the rib cage pulling together first, putting the upper spine down and rolling through. So make sure that the shoulders don't tighten and roll forward. Right? That's it. Exhaling, hollowing, rolling it up. Good, keeping that pelvis level. And then inhale, just like this. Here, it's almost there. If you think about lengthening a little bit and maybe keeping this one down. Yes. There.
I have a disconnect
right
here
there.
in this section, and rolling down I feel like it doesn't even hit.
Yeah. So see if you can, that's where I would work on this. I would really pull that in. Yeah. And I would probably just go up to there.
So not as high.
Not as high until you can feel that you can roll through that. Otherwise you end up a little extended, and so it takes the work away from here. And this is where we want the work to stay. Yeah? So that's the basic bridge roll up, and like I said, it flows right after that breathing in neutral coccyx curl bridge roll up. So let's move on to bridge plank. So bridge plank, the difference is that I'm not going to roll up, right? But for us, we want to make sure that we're still working all those same muscles. So the plank is going to be more of a holding here, and I'm going to just press right up, but look at that, I don't extend through, right, I'm still holding, and I'm going to sit right back down, right, so I'm pressing up, sitting down, neutral spine the whole time. Yeah, give that a try, and make sure that you're not coming up onto your neck when you're doing that. And then yes, okay, might bring your feet in a little closer to you, yes, exactly.
And
So
so
you're
don't.
kind of flat back down?
You're
Neutral's fine.
neutral the whole way. So let your tail come down first, keeping that neutral position. Exactly. So that was a little bit of a roll still you had, tucked and then came up. See if you can just press up without the tuck. Right, so you gotta stabilize those abs and you gotta stabilize in your back to make that happen. Pressing up and lowering down. So who can you think of that this might be good for? Right there. Okay, and then support, go up. Yes, and then down. Yeah, pressing up. And then down. Yes. Up. And then down. Yeah. So Kim, you're still rolling a little bit. Keep that tail down more. Keep this.
So you're not curling to come up?
Not curling. And then down. So the people that this might be good for, if somebody gets irritated by rolling in their spines, these people who are very acute in their backs may not even like the rolling, even though it's considered safe. They may not like that. So you can have them start working on plank. Or somebody, bridge plank, or somebody who you really want to strengthen their hamstrings, right? You might get a little more hamstring with the plank, although you will get it with the roll-up, the focus here. You can have them not worry about all the other details of the rolling. You can have them just work on the plank to get the hamstrings a little bit more. So
Is the other one considered a little easier though, like
the other one is easier
to understand?
to understand. I think it's hard to hold neutral spine here.
Yeah,
I think it is hard.
Yeah.
So
I think
it's
it's more
not,
complex
and
too,
you
right?
want to tilt, and I think it's hard to get the connection across back to front. So I don't think this is an easy exercise, yeah.
What do you think of the image at postnatal? She was saying to think of pulling the knees.
That direction?
Yeah.
Yes,
What do
you can
think
do,
of that?
yep, that's
Yeah.
fine. But that will take you off your neck, right, and create length in the spine.
Yeah.
So that is a good,
Good image?
yeah, good image.
Okay.
Yes, I do use that some things too. So
And I use more my hamstring when I think of that.
yes, it is. And then, so I put in here the step down for bridge plank is the bridge roll up, right? So the easier version, step down would be an easier version.
Okay.
And the next step would be shoulder bridge, which is basically the one-legged version, right? So moving on to shoulder bridge, we basically start, it's coming, and now you can, the classic way is to just press up into that bridge again. So I'm going to go from here, press it straight up, right? Then I'm going to keep this level, that's the key. I'm going to stick one leg out, right? And I'm going to go up, flex down, point up, replace the leg. Keeping everything level and switch sides. Point up, flex down, point up, and replace the leg. Right? And then I can lower back down. So you could do that from the bridge plank. You could do it from the roll up, but classically it's the plank up and then go. Right? The biggest mistakes people make is that they try and do it pressing up here. It's hard to keep your pelvis level if that's how you're pressing up. So I think you lose that, which is why I like the up on both feet and then the one leg going. Here's the other, so give that a try. And you can still do that with the ball between your knees if that's more comfortable. Then you just don't have them kick the leg. Right, so it's point up, flex down, point up, and replace. Now find those quads. Tighten them really tight so the knee stays very straight, right? Lead with the heel, right? And then Sarah, try and get off your shoulders some. So drop the rib cage again. Yes, there.
It's not too low?
No, not too low. It's actually probably going to make you work harder. So this is another place where if you extend the spine, it actually gets easier because you can lock those joints out and you're not going to work as hard. But if you can keep the spine in the right and the rib cage connected, you're going to actually probably work harder.
And then here, I go down.
Down. So it's point up, flex down, point up, replace the foot as it's flexing. Right? So because that way you can get it to the floor. Yes.
Okay.
Point up, flex down, point up, and replace. Yes. That's it. Good. Alright, so then we go on to upper abdominal curl, feet down, and then tabletop. So the feet down version we did in the pre-Pilates repertoire, right? So tabletop makes it just a little bit harder. Let's review the upper ab curl with the feet down. So hands are Again, I like that. Hands interlaced behind the neck feeling and the thumbs running down the sides of the neck. So you're really supporting that neck there. Right, so feet down version, it could be knees and feet together or the ball in between again. Take a breath in. I'm going to exhale, lengthen, right? And I'm working from my rib cage, keeping the neutral spine, right? Coming up, inhaling back down. Nice and slow. So that I got maybe that 5 count coming up and a 5 count coming down. And then we can take the legs to tabletop. So my back is naturally a little flatter. But I'm going to keep the legs still. I'm not going to be pulling them, right? I'm going to keep still. Exhaling up, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then down. 2, 3, 4, 5. And remember we tried the balls there between your chin and your chest. There's a little space the whole way. The work is here, right? And my head is just coming along for the ride. My elbows are wide. I'm just supporting. And then down, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? So when you give that a try, you can start with your feet on the floor just to get yourself ready. Taking a breath in, keeping the tail glued to the mat, exhaling, coming up, 2, 3, 4, 5, long spine, yes, in, and then inhaling down, 2, 3, 4, 5, good, go ahead and bring the legs up to tabletop, coming up, 2, 3, tabletop. You can have the ball but legs bent to tabletop, yeah?
Oh, it was good.
Yeah. And then down. Yes. So let's try one more time. Exhaling up. 2, 3, 4. Keep that chin in the line of your spine, so not jutting forward. Yes. 4, 5, and then down. 2, 3, 4, 5. Right. One more. 2, 3, 4, 5, and down. 2, 3, 4, 5. Good. Well done.
How's the breathing? I'm only
Exhaling up. Inhaling down.
Can you take an inhale up and then exhale down?
If you absolutely need it, but this is such a smooth, should be such a smooth moving exercise that you shouldn't have to. I'm never opposed to exhaling on the eccentric contraction, but I am opposed to inhaling on the concentric because I feel like you can't draw in and inhale at the same time and you need the support. And we're talking about abdominals.
In.
Exhaling up, inhaling down. It's the same thing with the bridging, exhaling up, inhaling down. But if you absolutely need a breath at the top, you're right, it's much better to keep breathing than to hold your breath. So if you get to the top and you're like, I'm not ready to roll down yet, take a breath in and then roll down on the exhale. But make sure you're exhaling when you're doing the hard work of it, which would be rolling the head up, or in the bridge, it would be rolling the tail up.
Could it be, for beginners, could it be better to say like exhale, then take a breath, and then exhale again?
If they need it, I think you need to judge. Sometimes messing with the breathing too much with a beginner is overwhelming.
Okay.
So sometimes I will even say to them, not as much on this as on the bridging, but sometimes I'll just say to them, you know what, forget the breathing, let's get the motion.
Okay.
Get the motion and then say, okay, now I just want you to breathe continuously. Okay, now I want you to emphasize the exhale.
Okay.
Right? So that was a
Well, that's
long
interesting.
answer to your question. Yeah.
I've seen some teachers focus a lot on the breathing and some don't even talk about it. So I was
Yeah.
wondering.
Yeah, so my philosophy is that if they're here to move, you gotta get them moving.
Yeah.
You can't just have them laying on the flat trying to breathe for half an hour because they're not coming back. And they're bored and so are you. Like, it's just not fun. Right? So you want to make it fun and interesting. You just want to keep them safe. But sometimes, like especially some people who are very out of touch with their whole pelvic region, right? They have no idea. And I wonder, like, how did you get through life not knowing how to move that part of your body? But some, you'll say, okay, curl your tail. They're like, no, curl your tail under. Oh no, that's still not curled. Curl your tail, curl your tail. So you've got to think about, so then and then you try adding breathing into somebody who's like, what are you talking about? They have no idea. So then I just say, let's just get the motion. How about just rock your hips? Rock your hips, let's get you rocking. Okay, good, we got you rocking. Can you lift up? Okay, good, we got a bigger motion. Okay, now let's slow it down. Can you try and get every vertebra? Okay, now just make sure you're not holding your breath, keep breathing, and naturally they'll actually fall into the breathing pattern.
Okay.
And then you could, if they fall into the wrong one, then you go, okay, let's try reversing that breathing pattern.
Okay.
So you kind of, but at least then they're not just just sitting there on the mat for an hour trying to figure out what the heck you're talking about. So, again, long answer to a short question, but
No, that is the same, that's my philosophy in dance also.
Yeah.
Versus like other dance teacher that would be really focused on like technique and.
yes, I think the technique is super important.
Yeah,
I really believe in technique, but I think with a beginner, you need to
Yeah.
get them going.
Mhm.
Yeah, so get them going, don't let them get too far. Like, you don't want to teach them advanced stuff, they're gonna fail, and they're gonna get hurt. But get them going and then come back and say, now today we're gonna focus on, here's the next layer. We wanna focus on this, or here's the next layer, we wanna focus on this.
So you'll build the
Build
foundation.
the foundation as they're still moving.
Okay, yeah, that makes
And
sense.
if athletes, people who are just need to be moving,
Mm.
aren't gonna sit for that. And most men will not sit for that.
Yeah.
You gotta get them moving, and then you draw them back in and go, you wanna be stronger doing that? Try taking an exhale. Okay, can't do that one? Let me see, can you do that one? Can't quite get there? What if you exhaled here? Or, so, as long as they're safe, yeah. Okay, so single leg circles, there are a bunch of different levels. So I put level of difficulty, beginning, intermediate, advanced. So the beginning version is basically you start out, in the very beginning version, you can actually keep the leg bent in hook line, we call it. So one in hook line. The other leg's gonna come up, and you're gonna start with just a really little circle here on the ceiling. So I'm trying to keep this as straight as I can, right? And I'm trying to keep my pelvis really level. And then I can start making it, so intermediate, I would definitely bring the leg down, and I'm trying to make that circle bigger, but I'm still really glued to this mat, right? So I'm not moving, I'm really static here, and then we do the reverse. And then when we get to the third version, we're actually rolling and opening, and rolling and opening, right? And then opening and rolling all the way over and coming back. Right, so the job of my leg on the floor is stability, with that long leg straight out. The job of this one is to start here, your abs are really holding and stabilizing. So if I let go here, I'm gonna go that way. That's never part of the exercise. We only get to go over that way to create more motion, right? So you gotta come that way, and then you've got to be able to stabilize that with this to get that leg out.
In the second one, are you crossing the midline or no? You're just.
Maybe a little bit. So I can come across the midline, but I'm glued. Yes. So yes, I can come across the midline, but I am glued to the mat there. Yeah. And then the third one, I'm gonna go all the way with it.
So this book is a little confusing. So we've got oh wait, where are you?
Single leg circles.
So we got beginning,
Beginner, intermediate, advanced. And I've shown you, I've only shown you beginning and intermediate here.
Right, okay,
And
okay.
and then
we go here and
This is the,
one leg,
she's got the,
one leg
this should have been the
circle.
very beginning.
This is the very beginning where your hook line, right?
Yes, I'm
Yeah.
sorry, we've got the wrong, the pictures got mixed up.
Okay,
So this picture,
page.
Where your anchor or clothes there.
that's the
Okay.
beginning one.
Okay.
So that picture, the one of me,
Yep.
that's actually your beginning version.
Okay.
So this should be beginning. Your intermediate is actually where it's Shelby, the first picture of Shelby. And then the advanced, you can see her hips coming up on that, so that's the advanced. Yes, thank you for pointing that out. We're gonna find these mistakes with you, I'm sorry about that, but we'll get them sorted out. So that should help a lot.
Well, I have never seen the advanced, and I've taken a lot of math classes.
Yeah.
and Never seen
It's
it.
a nice one, but it's
Yeah.
really hard. It's
Huh.
really not easy. So why don't you find a spot where you're not gonna kick anybody? Right. And let's start with the neutral spine, right in beginning position, so the hook line position. And then you're gonna take one leg up towards the sky. Right, and really tighten that quad. Right, so what's going to limit the quad's extension? It's what's the antagonist muscle?
Hamstring.
The hamstring. So if your hamstring is tight or somebody's hamstring is tight, can their leg come up to 90 degrees and have the quad tight and knee straight?
No.
No. So find your spot where you can actually have the quad tight and knee straight. Yep, so if it's lower down, it's lower down, and then you know that that's
straight.
yeah, that's it. And then you know that that's your limit, right? There. Yeah, you're gonna work hard. All right, so then we're doing the little circles on the ceiling, and what I usually tell people is start out small, and you can make them slightly bigger and bigger, as long as everything's stable. So sometimes putting your hands on the pelvis to feel that stability helps a lot. Good, hold steady. Good, and try reversing that circle. Right, keeping the rib cage relaxed, shoulders relaxed. It's all work in that lower region. Good. Yes, and now let's go ahead and switch legs. Try the other side. Good, tight knee. Find that place where you can be tight. Your tail is down, fixed. Here we go. And we're circling small circles on the ceiling.
So is it good to use a glue to be stable as
I
well?
would not in this position. I would focus on the abdominals holding you steady, because in a minute we're going to lose that foot. So you see how hard you're gripping here?
Yeah.
Yep, in a minute we're going to lose that for the intermediate version, so I don't want you relying on it in the beginning version.
Okay.
Right? It's just to keep that, give you a little more support. Right, good. So go ahead and lower that leg, and then stretch out the other leg. Stretch it out on the floor. And then let's reach the leg up to the sky now. One leg up to the sky. Tight knee again. Good. Anchor that leg into the floor. That's on the floor. Right, dig that heel in, and now you're making circles that are getting bigger now. So coming across the body a little bit, but only as far as you can go, taking that pelvis, keeping that pelvis steady. Right? Good. And then reversing the direction. Good, and so the emphasis is going to be on the draw up. I didn't say that when I did it, so you'll be circling down, exhale, up, down, exhale, up, down, exhale, up, and down, exhale, up, right? So let's try the other side, stretching that leg out. Flat out, dig the heel in, and here you go. You're opening out to the side, coming up, and exhale, up. Open, exhale, up. Open, exhale, up. Open, exhale, up. And now reversing, so going down and then up and around. Up and around, that's it. Up and around. Up and around. Right, okay, so now switch legs again. And here we go to the advanced version. So you're going to start coming across your body, letting the hip roll off the mat now. Right, and then it's going to go down, circle out and up. Yes. So Patricia, let it roll over. Let it roll you. Yes.
Then
And now we're going. Yes. Yes. That's it. Good. And then reverse the direction. So make sure that when you come back flat and go out to the outside, that you're not rolling. That the hip is actually should be anchored. The other hip should be anchored. When you hold in here, that has to stay. Oops. Yeah, there you go. That's the hard part.
yeah, that's like
Yep. Just keeping yourself anchored when your leg opens out to the side. Good.
So this needs to anchor right here.
Yes, that is your anchor for the leg opening out to the side.
and when it goes like clock clock,
Yes.
smaller.
Make it smaller.
Smaller.
Yeah, it's just not tracking weight.
Yeah, well, this is denser thing, so just smaller. But
Yes. I would. And then, yeah, try the other leg. So rolling across the body and then around. Up. And up.
Watch out.
So Sarah, you can roll, an advance, you can roll
roll
over
more.
all the way. So roll more. Take your whole body, let it roll. Roll, yes. Right, rolling across and then stabilizing, yes. And then reverse it, so you're opening out. And then when you come around, open out, and then when you come around, you'll actually roll into your hip.
So by the time your leg is coming, so when you're going across and roll again, you're planted before you
Planted
come up.
before that leg goes out to the side, right? planted, yes.
So why does it click more in one side than the other?
Probably your hip flexor on that side
What's
is
the
tighter or.
No, what I mean, if I go this way, click, but if I go this way, it doesn't click.
It's just probably the way you're moving the leg through, and I wonder if you're turning out more doing one than the other.
Ah, okay.
It's
okay.
where that
I'll do it.
tendon ends up rolling, yeah.
When you're going out, what's the difference between intermediate and the advanced going out?
Nothing.
Okay, because this one, I'm like, obviously there's difference, but
Yes.
this one, it's
Wow.
the same. Right?
Right, so you mean out to this side?
Yeah.
This stays the same, but
Right.
hopefully by the time you're advanced, you're doing, you're doing quite a large.
Oh, I see, yeah. more
Motion
range of
out
motion.
here.
Right.
Right, so that kind of complements the roll over.
I see,
Right
that
now
part.
I'm really working to bring that up, and now I can anchor strong, and I have the strength to hold here.
Got it.
When I'm intermediate, I may not have that, right? I might be able to just stay in here
Yeah.
more, but in my advanced, if I'm coming that full range, I want to really take it from here, be able to anchor that to the floor and come back up.
So you go both sides really large.
Yes, both sides really large.
And your arms, are they using?
No,
or
sorry.
That's
You're
good.
not, I'm holding my head up to talk to you,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
you know that's really the arms are gonna stay in. I like to keep my hands here because I can feel what I'm
Your
doing.
pelvis.
Yeah, and then I know it's really hard to see on yourself if you're really stable. And this versus this, it's hard to see, but if I put my hand there, I can feel it the minute I lift off.
Okay.
Right, so I like to keep my hands there, but no, I'm not supposed to be using
Okay.
that to help me. It's supposed to come from your center.
So if you move to an advanced stage with a client and you see that he's using his arm a lot, then we go back.
If they have a tight hamstring, do they have to be the beginner because they can't lay their leg down?
If they have a tight hamstring, what's going to happen is the leg's not going to come up.
Okay.
So you're limiting, if my hamstring is tight, my leg is probably going to stop there or even there on the up, because as soon as I try, if my hamstring's tight, as soon as I try, I'm going to start lifting my tail, right? So I don't want that, to try and get that, and I really don't want them like that. So I'd rather have them here, if that's their hamstring length, and their circle's going to be out here,
Okay.
right?
Okay.
Yeah.
And then, so that's the typical flow, but would it be nice to release a little bit the hamstring before doing leg circle?
Yes.
Okay.
You could. So the deal with Pilates is we don't want to spend a lot of time stretching before we do exercises. We want to spend time in our exercises also stretching.
Yeah.
Right, so this is one of those exercises where we're actually working and we're stretching.
Okay.
So if you find that they're really tight, you might say, well, let's just, you can have them help themselves. Assist it for a minute. Assist it around for a minute. Assist it around. Okay, now we can get that full motion because now we're a little more stretched out. But the idea with a lot of the Pilates exercises is that you're stretching as you're working.
Okay.
So spending half an hour stretching before,
Okay.
we're kind of not as efficient according to Pilates.
And what about with the supporting leg? Any limitations with like knee issues for people with the
Usually
supporting
not.
leg, like when you're planting it?
Usually not. I mean, I guess some people who, even if they have a restricted extension, they can still plant that leg down pretty well, and hopefully it's not irritating. You could always put a little something under their knee if they find that hurts. A little block or a little ball or something, or a towel, if it finds that it's irritated. But usually they're okay.